Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
The Daily Compliance News for May 2, 2025, the Law Firm Dumped edition. And we begin with that story from the New York Times, which reports that Microsoft has dumped the law firm that was defending it in Delaware because that law firm, which is Simpson Thacher, settled with Trump to pay or perform $125 million in free legal work for causes acceptable to the administration. It shows that this decision by these major law firms will have serious repercussions from companies that want, someone who's going to stand up to the U.S. government, and apparently Simpson Thacher, as the perception is, they want. So the first negative impact of settling with Trump. I'm sure there'll be many more down the road. Next up, from the Wall Street Journal, the retail section, the CEO of the retailer Kohl was fired for funneling business to his romantic partner. Kohl's former CEO, Ashley Buchanan, tried to funnel business to a romantic partner and lost his job. He was fired after it was discovered he had instructed the retailer to enter into a highly unusual business deal involving a woman with whom he has had a romantic relationship. The work was, the board held an investigation by outside counsel, and they found that Buchanan had violated the company's code of conduct in 2 instances when having a personal relationship with a vendor, and he didn't disclose it properly. So looks like the company's internal controls worked. Next up, Wells Fargo got some good news, and certainly its CEOs, as investors approve executive pay and compliance changes made by the company, are starting to make a positive impact. The bank has addressed almost all of its long-standing regulatory punishments, such as consent orders that have kept it under strict oversight from regulators. This week, the lender cleared its 6th consent order this year, and this 12 since 2019. There are 2 more consent orders left for Wells Fargo to clear. So I hope that someone will write a book about Wells Fargo and its success of its turnaround. So kudos to Wells Fargo. And our final story is a little bit more negative note, as Apple has been referred to criminal prosecution by a federal judge who found that the tech giant had thwarted her legal orders to change its U.S. App Store rules. The judge in California ruled that one of Apple's finance execs lied under oath to cover up an attempt to bypass the injunction, marking a stunning rebuke to the iPhone maker in its long battle with Epic Games. And federal judges are really not people you want to cross, particularly when there was a order. And she wrote that Apple willfully chose not to comply with the express intent to create new anti-competitive barriers, and it was a gross miscalculation, and noting in the best Watergate tone, the cover-up only made it worse. So it's up to the U.S. District Attorney to possibly prosecute Apple. We'll see how that goes. Have a great weekend. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.